The rally rolls on. Look at that. 44 points higher, just a little shy of 22,250. Even split, the reds and the greens, the ups and the downs on the left-hand side of your screen. All of this despite a terror attack in London and the North Koreans launching those missiles, a missile again. David Stockman is with us. Now, he's the former Reagan budget director. He's the author of this book, Trumped, A Nation on the Brink of Ruin and How to Bring It Back. Well, we'll ignore that title for a moment. Now, you are a perennial bear. You've forever been forecasting the great crash. And look at that market. Despite all that's going on, we're up 44 points at 22,248. And if I'd have taken your advice at any point in the last 2 or 3 years, I'd have lost a fortune.
Yeah, and you could have taken my advice in March 2000 and you would have dodged a bullet. You could have taken my advice in November 2007, you would have dodged a bullet. We have a Federal Reserve, a central bank that creates serial bubbles. They last 7 or 8 years. This one has gotten to the point of absurdity. It is trading at 24 times reported earnings at a 100-month point in the business cycle. No one has outlawed a recession. It's going to happen one of these days, and therefore the market will crash.
That's not good enough. One of these days? Of course there'll be a huge pullback one of these days.
Yeah.
There always is.
Okay, but when the pullbacks come, they're 20, 30, 40%.
But what's the point of this advice if you can never give a time frame?
I cannot predict what the Federal Reserve is going to do. I cannot predict the black swans. I can predict there's an orange swan heading at the system right now, the orange-haired one. Washington is going to be in chaos within 2 or 3 months.
That was a cheap shot. The orange. You're referring to President Trump.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Tell me what he has done so wrong that will produce the crash that you're talking about. You've got to be quick.
He's done nothing right. He has wasted 9 months. The number 1, 2, 3 problem in America is the Federal Reserve. He was blowing kisses to Janet Yellen yesterday. She's a menace. She should have been asked to resign back in January.
Okay, that's one. What's the second?
That is a big. Secondly, he should have been getting the budget under control, and he's actually going to preside over the biggest increase in the national debt in the history of the United States.
Number 3?
Number 3, he ought to be trying to reel in this expansionist, imperialist foreign policy we have. He said he would do it during the campaign, but instead of making a rapprochement with Putin, he's running away. He's threatening the Iranians and the North Koreans and everybody else. Now, and we don't need another war. We're bankrupt.
Okay. Your camera, I believe, is number 2. You're on number 2?
Yeah.
Look into that camera and you tell our viewers, go ahead, sell everything, and you tell them what to buy. Go on.
I would say sell the bonds, sell the stocks, get out of this market. It's a dangerous casino. You have maybe 5% upside, you have 40% downside. The risk-reward is terrible.
And what should I go into?
We have a government that is out of control. We have a Federal Reserve that's promised, put it in cash, put it in your mattress, but get it out of Wall Street.
If I'd have done that 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago, I'd have failed to get all of the gains which I have made over the last 2 or 3 years, and the same with every single one of our viewers.
Well, good for you, but on the other hand...
it is good for me.
It's good for you, but...
And your advice would have been bad.
No, because the world didn't end at this moment or today, as far as I can tell. There's another shoe to fall, and when it does, I hope you're fleet-footed, because you're going to have to get out of the way of what will be a thundering crash. Why won't there be when you have a market this overvalued, when you have craziness like Netflix trading at 220 times earnings, when it's nothing but a big cash burning machine?
Is Amazon also crazy?
Crazy as they come.
Is Microsoft crazy at $75 a share?
Microsoft is a little more reasonable.
With $60 billion in the bank?
No, Microsoft is trading at the same level it was in the year 2000, despite the fact that sales are up 4 times and earnings are up 5 times. That tells you something. Good companies get massively overvalued during bubbles. The bubbles crash.
Is it massively overvalued now, Microsoft?
It's not as nearly as over. Hang on to that one.
Now he tells us. Okay, so I can hang on to my Microsoft.
Yeah,
okay.
You can do that.
I was going to ask you about a 15% corporate tax level, but I'm not going to do that.
You're not going to go there.
Should I sell Apple? I don't own it, but should I sell it? Yeah.
Oh, I don't have a big view on Apple, but I do know that most of the FANGs, including Facebook, are way overvalued.
Look, All of our viewers, not all of our viewers, but a great many of our viewers, when they put their money into the stock market at any time in the last couple of years, it went into Apple, it went into Microsoft, it went into Google, it went into Alphabet, and it went into Facebook.
Yep.
You're telling them, sell a lot.
Yeah, I'm absolutely telling you that because this market is crazy. This is a classic mania. This is fantasy land. And you smile, but you would have been doing the same thing at the top of the bubble in March 2000 when everybody said this time is different.
Actually,
this time is not different. This time is worse. The Fed has nowhere to go. It's already announced that it's going to be normalizing, shrinking the balance sheet, raising interest rates. The ECB will follow. The Bank of Japan is lost. We have a world economy that's in very tough shape. And why people don't see that...
I'm glad I bought that gold and buried it in my backyard.
Well, good.
Stockman, you're the perennial bear, but we'll have you on every now and again.
Okay.
Check up on you, okay? Thank you, David.
Yep.
I'm
Thank you.
serious. Thank you very much indeed.